Madam President, or Miss President, Miss Toastmaster, and dear fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. My topic today is In Love with Capitalism with Ayn Rand. I delivered this speech on Thursday on the opening of King's Cross, a very new club, but I managed to, my speech was complete, but I knew I only managed to deliver 1/3 of my speech, and that's why I thought it would be a good idea to try and do it the second time, and hopefully I will be able to tell more. It is not unusual for a survivor of horrors, of terror, to come out and feel moral obligation to tell what the horror of their life was about, and also to investigate how this can be avoided. This is very true about Ayn Rand, who was born in 1905 in Tsarist Russia. She was Russian Jew, and you might know that from 1897 till 1915, over 1 million of Russian Jews left Russia. Of course, it was a very difficult period, not only for Russian Jews, but for everybody. And it was a period of First and Second Russian revolutions, First World War, and then Red Terror. And Russian Jews were under legal discrimination. Not only, they were subjected to all kinds of pogroms, etc., but there was also like state-sponsored legal discrimination. And this was very conducive to Ayn Rand's very deep, detesting hate of collectivism, of government, of the state. And throughout her life, her pet project was the image of an ideal man. She devoted her literary works and also her philosophy to developing and to presenting the image of the ideal man. She had become in her lifetime and afterwards the most influential American speaker. She considered herself to be a speaker for the new American intellectuals, as she called them. And twice her works, her books were on her reputation, her influence was especially on the rise, at least twice. In 1991, when the Soviet Union collapsed, as we can note, and then in 2008, when the whole world faced global economic crisis. And finally, I can say that on the 27th of January this year, a decision was made by Ayn Rand Institute in America to launch Ayn Rand Institute in Europe. So what we're talking about is pretty current, is very kind of, topical issue. Yeah. So she managed to acquire actually a very good education under the Bolsheviks, although she was also discriminated, expelled from the university among other bourgeois students, and then finally she emigrated. She left Russia in 1926 and never returned back. Her first novel, called The Fountainhead, was published in 1947, and the second novel, Atlas Shrugged, was published in 1953. She wrote a couple of other very important and voluminous, but these were especially big books published by her. The main principle, the main thought of her lifetime, the essence of her philosophy is explained by herself. She said, "My philosophy in essence is the concept of man as a heroic being with his own happiness as the moral purpose of his life, with productive achievement as his noblest activity, and reason as his only absolute. So who she was against? She was against the government, she was against the state, as I said. In philosophy, she came up with a very consistent, comprehensive philosophy consisting of four parts. At the center of her philosophy, which is called objectivism, is objective reality, and she says that the reality is objective. It does not depend on what we wish it is there. That the reason is and the reason is at the center of her epistemology, which is the science of knowledge, and she says that the objective reality can be studied, and the reason is the only means of survival of a man in the reality. And in ethics, she was for rational self-interest, which is about man's right, is to set his own goals, choose values and achieve them. What is good for you is best for others, and treat others the way you want to be treated. And this was different from common sense in that it was part of a comprehensive philosophy. And in capitalism, she was in favor of laissez-faire capitalism, extremely small government, which in her opinion had to perform only three functions, which is the courts, the police, and the defense. And also in capitalism, she thought that the source of wealth is fair trade, property rights, and rule of law. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope you will be interested